Hey, what's up guys? I got another build for you today. This is a combat medic assassin. I do want to go ahead and give a quick disclaimer. If you are a newer player to the game, if you aren't at a point where you can run Nightmare Survivals or like Plat custom survival with all the modifiers going, this build is made to be extremely technical and versatile. There's a lot to go into it. So while you may watch the video and may be interested in the build and in utilizing it yourself, I do just want to throw that out there ahead of time. This really isn't made for somebody who's newer to the game just because of how much you need to factor in at all times using it. So while I talk about this build, I'm going to go through into sections, and the first section, quote unquote, that you need to know is the blowgun. The blowgun on this build is used for poison application, range resolve via headshots. You want to use it from a distance or fire it into a crowd once Hysteria has been triggered. We'll get more into Hysteria in just a moment. The build has status effect damage on it, and it utilizes Nightshade. So you want to use this to not only finish off enemies or take out enemies you specifically see pose the biggest threat to you or your team, but you also want to use this to whittle them down to assassinate more enemies at once. You can also use it to whittle as many enemies down as possible to go in for melee finishers. The other application for the blowgun is applying hallucination darts when you can't use stealth attacks to get Hysteria triggered, or weaken darts, not only so enemies take more damage from your attacks, but from your teammates' attacks. This isn't just a build that's going to support you, it's specifically built to support everybody at all times. Now with that in mind, one thing you'll have noticed is that I'm running Refreshing Vanish. The reason for this is that a Chain Vanish Assassin Charm running Refreshing Vanish, if you trigger it and assassinate one enemy, it triggers twice. It will heal you back to full health almost every time, or about 80% of the way there. And if you do this around your teammates, it will do the same for them. Now what you're seeing right now is section 2, the use of Hysteria being on the Assassin Charm. This build isn't just meant to utilize the damage of status effects or the application of them. It is meant to turn crowd control into offense while also utilizing it as a defensive tactic. Hysteria triggers on any assassination. So you've seen at the second clear, when I dropped the smoke bomb and started assassinating enemies, enemies started killing each other. Some people will say Hysteria is hard to control. You don't really have any idea who it's going to hit, but that's just not true. When you drop a smoke bomb, one of the reasons so many players run it, and it's utilized in so many meta builds, is because it holds all the enemies 99% of the time in front of you, all standing extremely close together. So if you run up to the weakest enemies, as I did the Mongol Spearmen, and assassinate one, everybody within that radius is going to get hit with the Hysteria. And then if you go do it to the other weak enemies, they all get hit with Hysteria. This is how you're going to utilize it, because what you want to do is you want to have everybody in these groups fighting each other, because you and your team are going to capitalize on the chaos. You can use the chaos as a distraction to go heal teammates, to trigger your ult. If you do that, you want to kill the enemies with the red health bars first with your ult and leave the ones with the purple ones, because you can actually crit strike them as long as they haven't lost their hallucination. They won't realize that it's you, so you can go in and do more damage. A few other quick notes on the build. There's a shit ton of stealth attack damage to not only scale up with the ult, but with the ultimate damage that is also on the build. So that's going to be one of your main forms, if not the main form of DPS on the build. But other than that, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And I do hope wherever you are, you're having yourself a wonderful day. I will see you all next time.